What's up, guys? This is Praise the Dark here, and the funny thing is, for a while, I've been actually trying to make a video as to what I'd predict would be coming next in the Souls series, and of course, a couple days ago, the bomb is dropped as I'm about to upload my video as to what my prediction is, and my prediction was actually like a Demon's Souls remaster, but whatever, that's cool. Dark Souls Remaster, that's pretty good too. But I thought I'd put my thoughts out there as to what I think about that, and maybe my prediction as to what the new IP could possibly be. Um, but yeah, let's just keep this open ended. I want to just throw a video out there because I haven't uploaded in a little while. So, Dark Souls Remaster, what do I think? Personally, I don't really like remasters. Remasters usually just tend to be cash grabs with just slightly better textures and no gameplay enhancements, but knowing From Software, I have my hopes up. I always have my hopes up for From Software, hoping that they'd, change what most companies do normally, and I hope this remaster is worth it. I hope it's more of a remake than a remaster. And I know that my hopes are probably not going to be fulfilled, and it's probably not going to be much different. But I mean, honestly, Dark Souls is Dark Souls, and I'm game for any new release of Dark Souls just so that people can start playing it, so the community gets larger, and so that the game itself gets rejuvenated, because not that many people play Dark Souls anymore, which is really unfortunate. My favorite game of all time doesn't have that many people playing on Steam every day. But I've been hearing all sorts of mixed conclusions about this remaster. People have been saying that it's going to be running off the Dark Souls 3 engine with gameplay enhancements or graphical enhancements because it's on the Dark Souls 3 engine. People have said that's not the case and that it's just going to be like an HD 4K texture pack that's the exact same thing, but it's just upscaled for all the consoles except the Switch. Um, and I don't know. I don't know which one to believe because I'd be much more inclined to hope that it's a Dark Souls 3 engine. Um, but I don't know. I don't see them doing that. I feel like that would take a lot of work. But people have also said they've been working on this since 2016, so that gives them plenty of time. It's been 2 years. It's crazy how it's 2018 already. Um, and the whole thing about Dark Souls 3 running, or not Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1 Remaster running on the Dark Souls 3 engine did come from Extra Life. I don't know if they were mistaken, but that's a pretty reputable source, and that would be really interesting. I'd be interested to see how the remaster looks, feels with that engine. But I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. And since there's not that much information out right now, we have nothing to base our conclusions off of. But yeah, it's gonna be cool, I guess. I like the whole idea of it being 60 frames per second and all that. I mean, Dark Souls Fix, DS Fix, whatever you want to call it, the mod, does that itself. You can make it 60 FPS, but it does like hinder jump distance and all that. So it'll be cool to see how the game feels with it natively running at 60 FPS, with the enhancements being made by the developers rather than modders. Because I do rely on a lot of mods to make my gameplay experience of Dark Souls a lot better, like the connectivity mod, uh, the Watchdog, DS Fix, some graphical enhancement mods, just a bunch of things that make the experience better that will hopefully be actually included with the remaster, which I think is really really cool. Overall, I'm relatively excited. I'm not like jumping out of my shoes here because it's not like I don't own Dark Souls. I've had it since 2011. I've been playing it for 7 years. Like, it's a game that I've been playing for a very long time, so it's not like I'm super excited about a remaster. Um, I would be very, very excited about it if we learn that they're redoing Izalith, the whole section that they completely rushed in the development of Dark Souls originally. I would love to see a remake of the Bed of Chaos, but that's just all hopes and dreams that I don't know that they're going to do. Especially since I don't know if Miyazaki is going to be directly involved in this, since he did say he didn't want to be working on Dark Souls anything for a very long time. But like I said, we'll see. In terms of what we're going to see in the future, in my other video that I was actually in the process of making, but I kind of decided to scrap in replacement of this video, I talked about the Shadows Die Twice trailer, what I think is going to come to be from that. I don't think it's Bloodborne. A lot of people think it's Bloodborne. I don't think it's that. mainly because of the Japanese writing in the background. I don't think that really fits in with Bloodborne. There is a bloody winch contraption in the middle, but like that doesn't have to necessarily mean it's Bloodborne just because there's blood on it. Um, Unless Bloodborne was somehow going to be into a Japanese world. But at the same time, I don't really see From Software making another PS4 exclusive. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's way more likely that it's a new IP set in Japan, especially since a lot of people are doing research into it, and it just seems like that's what it's going to be. I don't have any hopes that it's Bloodborne or a part of the Souls series. I actually hope it's a new IP because From Software seems to shine whenever they make a new IP. Dark Souls 1, masterpiece. Bloodborne, I think, was a masterpiece. Demon Souls, great game. Everything they do that is completely original is usually very, very good. It's usually when they start making sequels that they start getting a little bogged down by, sequelitis, I like to call, where it's just never as good as the original, ever. It never lives up to expectations. So, I mean, would I be upset if it was Bloodborne 2? Hell no. Bloodborne is probably my second favorite in the Souls series, just because of how unique the lore and the world is, and the enemy design is just so cool. I love the bosses. I love just basic enemies. I just loved Bloodborne. I loved everything about it, and Bloodborne 2 would be fucking awesome, but I digress. I don't know if it's going to be that. I'm much more sure that it's going to be a new IP, and hey, that doesn't bug me one bit. People also have been saying it's Tenchu. I don't see why they'd revive a game that's been non-existent on anybody's radar for so many years. I mean, people are saying, oh, I'd love a From Software stealth game, but I don't really want that. I mean, me being me, I know that I love the Souls-like formula that they've been using to create games with this awesome action RPG gameplay style. It's just awesome. And I don't know, I never get tired of it. I've just been waiting for the next one to come out. Whether or not it has the Dark Souls or Bloodborne name attached to it, I would just love that gameplay to come right back. And I don't really want a Tenchu style game. And at the same time, I just don't think that's what's going to happen, because they know what makes profits. They are a smart developer. They're not going to be making very bold moves. They're already making Armored Core. They're already making an Armored Core sequel, so I don't see why they would make yet again another sequel from the past. It just doesn't make any sense to me, especially since they're remastering. So why would they do 2 sequels and a remaster? I don't see that happening. They're going to be doing a new IP. That's just my opinion. And before I ramble on too much, I'm going to close it here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. This was Praise the Dark, and I think I'm going to start uploading a new series of Dark Souls 1, just to get back into the mix before the remaster. I think that'd just be cool to delve into it, make sure that I don't miss anything, but I'm going to start making my videos a lot shorter in respect to gameplay videos, because I know that once they start getting into like the hour or 2 hour mark, they become less interesting, and it's really hard for someone to actually sit down and watch a video for that long and commit to it. So I think I'm going to decrease my video sizes down to around 30 minutes in length. I think that's a little bit more, viable. I think that makes a little bit more sense. It's more accessible to more people. So that's what I'm going to do. This was Praise the Dark, and I will catch you in the next video, guys. Peace.